Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple 1, and this is a pop quiz. I'm going to give you a problem. I'm going to see if you can come up with a solution, and then I'm going to help you, give you what I would do. This is the problem, the scenario. At your front door, at your front gate, at your front sidewalk is 3 or 4 families. The collapse has happened, and these families are leaving their home because it's unsecure. So they're walking past yours, and you noticed a couple of the kids, and you notice, oh, those kids played with my kids in Little League. I know their families. Or, oh, those kids went to school with my kids. Or they went to church with me. Or I worked with him at the factory. And they holler at you. And they stop and talk. At this point, you're not afraid for your safety. There's 14 people. 4 or 5 being children, and they have sort of band together and they're walking to get to a safer spot. Their goal is to eventually split up, but they're walking together. They ask you for some assistance. They don't have much. A few gym bags, a few little rucksacks, one is carrying a suitcase. They weren't planned, they weren't preppers. So they're in serious trouble, but they need to go a long ways, a few more days of heavy walking to get to where they want to go. And they're in need. And they ask you for some basic things. And you're barely going to make it yourself. But they asked you for water. They're out of water. Some of them have a few soda cans or bottles that they saved after they drank their Mountain Dew. So you can definitely get some clean water, give it to them. Problem is, you have a big Berkey in the house. So you take their containers, you drain your Berkey, and you fill them up. But all of them don't have water containers. So what are you going to do? I want you to think. This is a way you could help people. If you drink Gatorades, Powerades, if you drink juice, soda, save those containers. Fill them up. Because right now you could use them. But in an emergency, that's a canteen for someone. So you could hand out a few of these. You're doing something for someone that you know that's a good person. We're not going to talk about the security risk of, talking to these people at the front of your property. We're not going to play security experts here. We're just going to, how can I help these people? You dig around and find a few granola bars and a few things that you can help them. And because of the love you have for your fellow man, you give them some food. What are we going to do about water? They're never going to make to where they're supposed to get. So this is what I would plan on doing. This is what I have set up to do this for people. I save all these containers. They're awesome. Now, they're going to run out of the water you just gave them. You can't give them your filters. You have a couple filters. You can't give it to them. You need them for yourself and your family. But you stored a lot of bleach. This is a sure way of giving them something so they can purify their water as they're going through. If they can find a little lake, a creek, a river, a stream, they have a fighting chance at least of staying hydrated and having plenty of water to drink. When you buy your bleach, make sure there's no scents. All you want to have in that thing is sodium hydrochlorite, sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite. That's the main ingredient of bleach. Now they come out with, I think, 6% bleach concentrate, and I think it's 8 1/4. For this, we're just going to talk about 6. That's all I buy. But if you have the 8 that's stronger, you'll need a little bit less. So what can we do to give them a little bit of bleach? I can't give them my whole container of bleach. So this is the point of, you need to be saving things where you can give out bleach. Containers. This is plastic. This is a Robitussin container that was thoroughly cleaned out. And I wrote on it 2 to 4 drops per quart. Now, how are you going to get 2 to 4 drops? You can't pour it, trust me. Now, because you haven't really prepped a lot, what I've done is cut a straw. You can see that straw right there. When you take the straw out, you can drop some in. About 4 fell right there. It's a little bit harder to measure, but it's definitely doable. 1, 2. So Then just drop the straw back in and put your lid back on. That way your dispenser is in the solution. Now granted, you have to touch it. Cut it just the size of your container. You could cut it just, minutely bigger but when you need it, just go ahead and push it up, and then you can grab a hold of it. When it gets less in there, it'll be a little easier. But you have a way to dispense drops. Instead of trying to take a stick and drop it in there, just cut a straw. And that way you could show them how to use that. It's not the ideal. The best way is with one of the cheap droppers. This is the best way. You can get the best measured drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're looking for is we're looking for 2 to 4 drops. If the water's nice and clear, 2 good solid drops will do it. If the water's cloudy, put 4 in there. If you're getting water from a source, use a t-shirt, use something to filter that water so you get as much sediment out. You want as clean as water as possible. So 2 to 4 drops in a quart should make that drinkable. I would let it sit for at least 30 minutes. That way that chemical has done its job and killed anything that you do not want to put in your belly. You can also, if you're doing a lot of bleach water and you're doing big containers, overnight after it sits, you can take the lid off and let it sit overnight. It will evaporate some of that smell off. It's already done its job. It's killed what it needs to kill, and now we're just evaporate off any smell. So Robitussin containers work great. This in your bug out bag would let you clean and make potable a lot of water. I don't know how many hundreds of gallons, because there's a lot of drops in here. Also, if you're using any type of saline spray, eye drops, these are the greatest, the best containers. When you're done with them, clean them all out, take the little lid off, and you can put bleach in them, and then label them. I love this kind. This is a nasal spray. Take the lid off, clean it out. It does great drops. If you don't have it, any type of bottle, just check it first. Clean it out, put water in it, let it sit like this on your counter to see if it leaks. You can buy them from Amazon. This one right here. These are good containers, but these are free containers. So much better. They come with a little nipple that you have to slide in there. Sometimes they'll stay inside and you'll have to knock them out. This one is getting worn away. It's totally waterproof in the sense that it's not going to leak. And these dispense really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are free. These cost about $1 a piece on Amazon. Figure out what you're going to do. Also, this is a good container if you're just bugging out. And if you have a good filter, you can carry a little bit of bleach with you for whatever you need to clean thoroughly. And you'll have some bleach. Hopefully this helps. This can help your family, and it can definitely help a lot. I have probably 20, 30 of these and probably 40 or 50 of the 2-quart size that I would be willing to give away. Also, my protocol, my SOP would immediately, if we went into some type of disaster or grid down, I have a lot of juice saved. I also have some soda, 2-liter soda bottles. Immediately, any of that resources would not be thrown away. It would then be cleaned, fresh water put in it, and saved. But so I'm very willing to give away a bunch of these and a bunch of apple juice containers full of good potable water. How'd you do on this quiz? Could you scrape something up to help some people out? That's not much money. That's probably like a 25, 30 cents worth of bleach and a recycled container. But it could mean life or death in a grid down situation. Thanks for watching.